Hey, this is Bruno Bigger. What I have here is McFarlane's DC Multiverse Batman Returns Batman, and it is a deluxe theatrical edition version. Um, there's nothing special about this figure. You know, it's very questionable. They just put a label on it and then classify that as $35. I don't understand. I mean, there's nothing deluxe about this figure. None. There's absolutely nothing. If it was deluxe, it would have came with an extra alternate head, and it would have came with way more accessories than that 1989 single release did have. You know what I mean? This doesn't even come with a lot of accessories, and they still charge you $35 for this. I don't understand. I mean, it is new sculpt, sure, but not 100% of it is new sculpt. Some parts are reused from the 89 figure, so I don't get it. And the cape is not that good either. The head articulation sucks. I'll go over all of that in this review. You'll see. It's not even worth $35 at all. Only Catwoman is, probably, because it's the only one made, But this one and the Penguin being $35 each, get out of here. So anyway, without further ado, let's get it off this stand and take a closer look. Now we're going to start with the comparison. I'm going to start with some live action figures. Here we have the Batman Forever Robin on the left, and then the one on the right is obviously Christopher Reeve. And here we got Catwoman on the left, Batman Returns Catwoman, and the one on the right is DCU Lex Luthor. I forgot the name of that actor, but he was in the movie recently this year. Now we're going to go with the comic book style figures. The one on the left is Hush Superman. Well, actually it was Battle Damaged Superman. That came with the Doomsday figure. That was on the left. And the right is comic book style Silver Age Joker. And here we got the true 6-inch scale action figures from Jada Toys. The one on the left is Guile, and the one on the right is Ken. On the left is Task Force Batman, and the one on the right is Hush Batman. I thought for sure that the one in the middle would have the same neck articulation as the one on the right, but that's not the case. I'll show you that in the articulation department. Now when it comes to live action Batman figures, the one on the left is Batman Begins, which is my favorite. I might actually customize it because I love the body mold they used for this one. And the one on the right is, of course, Michael Keaton Batman, and it is 1989 version. Now I want to do a comparison between Batman Returns and 89 Batman. There are a lot of notable differences between these two. Some parts are reused from the 89. There are a lot of new parts with this, and I'll show you the differences. Alright, so the torso obviously is new compared to the old one. And you can see the whole body. The one on the left has like a smoky kind of look. It's not pitch black like the 89 version. It has like a dark gray, kind of like a blue hue-ish kind of color on this one. It looks very nice. I really like this colorway for Batman. It looks awesome. Something's off with the body type on this one. I don't really like it. This one I think looks way better. The silhouette of the neck obviously is better now. And this one actually has better articulation than the Batman Returns version, believe it or not. Notable differences when it comes to articulation is the torso. The torso he cannot crunch forward that much. Like there's almost it's just non-existent. I have to do some modification to fix that articulation joint. And then this one is better, as you can see. It has better torso forward crunch. It's much better. And not only that, but he can also look up a little better. As you can see, it's better. And he can do side to side. He can turn, of course, and he can look down. Right? You can't really do that. I'm sorry if that camera is not zooming in right on this one. Looks like it was being blurry. And then there's this one. The head only turns left and right. I will show that in the articulation section. It does not go up or down at all, and I will show you why. It's just a swivel, literally. And yeah, the differences when it comes to sculpt is the gauntlets here. These are completely different. I'm gonna go up closer. You can see the gauntlets are different. The gloves are the same. They're the same sculpt, but the gauntlets are completely different. As you can see here, totally different sculpt. Torso obviously different. Cowl obviously different. The belt and the trunks piece and the belt are the same. They're exactly the same. But the thighs are different. It has a seam running across the thigh vertically. As you can see on Batman Returns, you can see the seam going down like this. That's exactly how it looked in the movie, in Batman Returns movie. This one does not have it. On the 89, it does not have that. So, yeah, it's very different. So these thighs are new for Batman Returns. So new thighs, new gloves, and new torso, and the cowl is new. Cape is new, obviously. The reused parts are the arms, hands, trunks piece with the belt, and boots. And I gotta talk about the boots. These boots are 1989 boots, okay? When it comes to Batman Returns, these boots are wrong. He never wore those in Batman Returns. He wore a different set of boots, okay? The correct, if you want the correct boots to put on this, you will have to buy the Flash figure, the twin version of the Flash, where he was borrowing Batman's suit and sprayed red paint over it. Okay, that one had the correct boots design for Batman Returns. You could take those off and paint it in black and then put them on there, and it'll be more accurate. But unfortunately, that will cost you about $13 to $20 to get that, just to swap the boots. It costs more money to fix this figure. So it has inaccuracies, 2 inaccuracies. And that would be the boots and the lack of the seam running across on his junk area, his trunks area. It's supposed to have the M-shaped seam on his groin area right there. It's missing that on there. Everything is right. On the thighs, it's exactly how he looked, in the Batman Returns. But it's missing that M-shaped seam on there. So, but everything else is correct. And my other problem with this figure is that it does not have the cape that covers. I will go over that in the Sculpt Paint section. But these are the differences on the figures. So those are the differences. Now moving on to articulation. Now I'm going to go over articulation Now I want to show you real quick what I thought the Batman Returns had for the articulation on the neck. It's this one, which it has, it can move up a little bit and goes down much further, and then side to side, and you know, it has more nuanced poses with this articulation. I thought I had that, but no. Let me do it really quick. I just heated it up before this video, so see, it's just a swivel. So you can see that's what his swivel looks like. It looks so cheap. They cheapened out on the articulation. So this is what it looks like. That's what it looks like. So that's something you would put on a shampoo bottle. It's just ridiculous. It's just a swivel. It's just a swivel. So he does not look up or do side to side tilt at all. It's just a swivel. Now you know. Okay, so he does a swivel left and right. That's it. No look up and down, nothing. Yeah, now the arms go up this far, and it does rotate, but not much because of the cowl. So if you move it up like this, it might bend your cowl a little bit. So be on the lookout for that, okay? And then it does have a swivel, and that's good. Double jointed elbows. Look how ugly the elbow joints look right there. That looks very unsightly, very ugly. It does have a swivel at the wrist and a hinge. You can go different directions with that. And then it arches back this far, which looks very nice. And they even bothered to sculpt all the way up when it arches backwards that far, but who does that? Seriously, but it does work, and it is accurate. He did look up like this in the 89 movie. If you remember, he did look like that. So yeah, it is accurate. And then he crunches forward, not much. And remember, I just showed you 89 Batman can crunch forward. They're 89 bigger and can crunch forward much better than this one. It does have side to side tilt, which is very nice, very good. And it does swivel, but only more at the waist and not the upper diaphragm cut. So it's more at the waist and can do a full 360 swivel there. So that's good. And then it does have a split. So that's good. And it kicks up, not very much. Kicks up, not very much. And if you kick it even further, it will ruin your plastics. So be very careful with that. And it does not have thigh swivel. It's non-existent there, so does not exist. And then there's double jointed knees, which look good, good range. So yeah, it looks good. And then it does have a swivel at the ankle, and it goes up this far, and down this far. And it does have toe hinge, and it looks very, very good. Well done with the toe hinge. And it does have ankle pivot, like that. It goes all the way, like that. So yeah, you can do a lot of poses with this guy. So yeah, he can pose. It's just not in the neck area. It's just his will. So yeah. And then this cape is wired. And when it comes to cape, it only goes this far. That's it. That's all you're getting. It's not much width. This is all you're getting. It should go all the way up here, right? But it doesn't. It's just not enough cape for this particular version of Batman. His cape is supposed to cover his arms and his legs. It's supposed to go down here. It would look more accurate, you know. It would look really cool. But you have to modify this and give them better cape, unfortunately. And they use really crappy cape material, although it fits this version because it looks kind of leathery. So I kind of understand why they did that, but yeah. And the length of the cape is not very long. It's short, but it's not long enough. I feel like the scallops should go down to here, you know, like about half an inch longer. It would have looked really good and more accurate. Now I want to go over Sculpt Paint to start with the head. Obviously this looks good. The silhouette of the cowl looks great. There's nothing wrong with it, but the face plate or his skin tone right there, this area, the open mouth area, this one, it does look like Keaton in some way. It does. Like, it's how do I say it? Unmistakable. That's the word for it. It is unmistakable. You can totally tell this is supposed to be Michael Keaton Batman, right? But it's not his mouth. You know, his lips are way too wide. He has a more pursed lips. He does not have lips like that, but it does look like him. Weirdly enough, it does. Some people say he looks kind of like Val Kilmer. I honestly don't see it, but someone else said that it looks like Kurt Angle in a cowl, and I do kind of see that there, but it looks more like Michael Keaton. It just doesn't really look like him, but you know it is Michael Keaton. I don't know how to explain that. Funny thing about the head is it's on a complete swivel. It reminds me of the Kenner's figures where they had a swivel on the head. So, yeah, it reminds me of that. But anyway, the bat symbol looks clean. They did a really good job with the bat symbol here. I love the sculpt of the armor. It honestly looks much better than the 89 version, which is right here. I prefer this because it looks like he's wearing a costume. Okay, this one it looks like his muscular body but painted on. It just looks weird. This one I really like, and I like the gloves. You know, some subtle sculpt like the wrinkles on the gloves. That's really awesome, and it's got some spikes on the gloves. It looks great, and there's a seam on the arm. It is supposed to be there like that. I mean, that's what he had on in the movie. So, yeah. And another problem I have with this is the little excess plastic that extends far beyond the line right there. So, it's just my copy. I have to trim it with X-Acto knife. Not a big deal, but yeah, I got that on there. This too supposes, in my opinion. I think it's a nice looking figure. It looks great. Great paint, great colors, great likeness. I mean, it's not that great, but it does look like him. You know, it is him under that cowl, that Michael Keaton. I think it is the best looking Michael Keaton Batman action figure you'll ever get for this scale. Coming from McFarlane. It looks way better than 1989 Batman. It's not fair to charge $35 for this because it barely has the same amount of accessories as the single release 1989 Batman that McFarlane had made. But I do think it is worth it. I do recommend this one. I think it looks a lot better than 1989 Batman. But for $35, it's a hard pill to swallow. It's really expensive. I mean, let's say, for the sake of argument, you decide to pass this figure and wait for a new Michael Keaton Batman figure. There was a rumor or a leak that McFarlane will make or have been making the 1989 Page Punchers action figure, which is going to be an action figure that comes with the comic book This time it'll be style shaded or comic shaded, and it's gonna look sort of like a cartoon, kind of like that 1978 comic shaded Superman action figure for the Christopher Reeve version, and it comes with a comic book. And this one actually came with a nice spread of accessories, so that was nice. So you might wait and get that instead, but keep in mind it's not going to look realistic because it's going to be comic shaded. So there's that option for you if you decide to pass this one, and it might be cheaper too. So anyway, that's about it for now. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving this past weekend. Speaking of Thanksgiving, thank you so much for watching this video. And I do hope this video review has been helpful to you. I do have to start making videos faster, run faster, because every time I make a review video, it always go much longer than 20 minutes or like about 20 minutes or longer. I'm trying to make my reviews more like 10 to 15 minutes, so thank you for patience for that. So anyway, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button, and keep posting your action figures and make them look cool as heck on your shelves. See you soon.